Welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. Hey, I'm Scott, and if you're new to the channel, normally my wife Cheryl and I rate and review golf courses all around the golfing world for couples who love to travel and play golf like we do. Today I'm continuing a series of golf courses in Scotland that my brother, my son, and I played on a family pilgrimage to that country of our ancestors. Today we're at Prestwick Golf Club, the original home of the Open Championship on the Ayrshire Coast of Scotland. So stay tuned. Welcome back. For those of you new to the channel, we rate each golf course based on 5 categories. The first category being the layout of the golf course and the playability for all levels of players. The second category would be the aesthetics or the beauty or the wow factor of the golf course. The third category would be course conditions at the time we played it. And I know that's subjective and it changes depending on when you play it. And for the Scotland series, our fourth category will be the course history. And finally, the fifth category, the value or the bang for your buck you're getting, which is really important for couples who love to play golf like us. Our first category, for layout, we're going to give Prestwick 4.5 stars. And for playability for all levels of players, we're going to give it 3 stars. Prestwick Golf Club was founded in 1851, and they hired old Tom Morris as keeper of the greens, ball and club maker, and he laid out the original 12-hole routing. In 1860, Prestwick hosted the first professional Open Championship and has since held 24 Opens, with the last being in 1925. Today, the course has 18 holes and has 4 sets of tees ranging between 5,500 and 6,900 yards, with 6 of the original greens still in use, as well as most of the world-famous bunkers that Prestwick is known for. Like one of my personal favorites, Cruden Bay, Prestwick has grown organically, and as such has a few quirks on a really small footprint, which probably keeps it from hosting major tournaments today. I don't think they'd have room to get those kind of galleries there. And it's just too bad because it's really a great golf course. Like Cruden Bay, there are many blind shots, massive dunes, huge bunkers, and rolling fairways. And it's a course that you will appreciate and love the more you play it. Like a lot of traditional Scottish links courses, you have to embrace the quirks and the way golf is played on links golf courses. If you go in with a bad attitude towards this style of golf, you might as well save your money and just go to any number of resorts here in the U.S. But all 3 of us really loved Prestwick and had a blast playing it, because we really accepted the quirks of the golf course, and we thought that's what gave it character. But for category 2, the aesthetics or the wow factor, we're going to give Prestwick 4.5 stars. Prestwick's located on the western or the Ayrshire Coast of Scotland between the towns of Troon and Ayr, really right next to the Glasgow Prestwick Airport, and maybe a mile from Royal Troon Golf Club and 2 or 3 miles from Western Gales Golf Club, which is a wonderful hidden gem, and Dundon Links, which is right across the railroad tracks from Western Gales, and maybe 20 miles from Trump Turnberry, Ayrshire Course, the host of several Open Championships. You could literally spend a week just on the Ayrshire Coast playing several great examples of Scottish seaside links courses. At Prestwick Golf Club, there's terrific views from most of the course of the Firth of Clyde and the Isle of Ayr in the distance, and of the town itself. In fact, we saw, you'll see on our videos, snow-capped peaks on the Isle of Ayr while we played in the first week of April. Prestwick reminds me a lot of Old Mac at Bandon Dunes or the old course at St. Andrews, in that the more that you play it, the more you probably will appreciate and enjoy the vagaries of the course. Because the first time you play it with the blind shots, you're not going to know exactly where to hit it. You're going to learn the golf course and the bounces. So I think the more you play it, the more you love it. All right, some of my favorite holes at Prestwick Golf Club, starting with hole number 1, Railway. This is probably one of the most famous opening holes in golf. It's a really short par 4 that's just straight away with the rail line and OB wall running down the entire right side of the hole, and a big mound short left of the green, which block out your approach if you hit your tee shot off to the left side to avoid the OB right. If you just lay up around 200 yards off the tee down the right side, you'll be in perfect position. In fact, the starter is going to tell you not to hit driver and to hit something about 200 yards off the tee, and you need to listen to them. The green is severely mounted. It's the protection of the hole, that and the OB wall down the side. It is a terrific starting hole. It's another one of the holes that would make my top 18 we played in Scotland. So, awesome way to start the round. Very cool starting hole. And then moving on to hole number 2, it's called Tunnel. It's a medium to short par 3 named after the tunnel under the railway there. It has an elevated tee to a green protected on 4 sides by really deep pot bunkers or revetted face bunkers. And the green all slopes toward those 4 bunkers. So mishit shot's going to find one of those 4, and then you're looking at a big number. Hole number 3, Cardinal, which is named after the massive bunker that it's known for, that sits about 230 yards off the tee that you've got to avoid. It's just humongous. This is one of the original 12 holes of the original course that Tom Morris laid out. And it is a really sharp dogleg right. And if you haven't played it, it can be confusing because there's another tee box and green can come into play or into view at the dogleg there. But it's a really short par 5 that you can reach in 2, but you've got to avoid the deep bunkers and the burn running the entire length of the hole down that side. It's a terrific golf hole. Then hole 5, Himalayas. As you can see behind me here, why it's called that. This is the world famous blind par 3. Yes, the blind par 3. You're going to have those in Scotland. Just embrace it. Over this massive dune, which you can see, and railroad tie wall. And the wall has painted ties on it to tell you which one you should aim at depending on the tee and pin placement for that day, which is kind of cool. Kind of similar to Cruden Bay, a couple holes there. There's 5 bunkers that line the left side of the green, and the prevailing winds push your tee shot toward those 5 bunkers. This is another hole that would make my top 18 favorite holes that we played in Scotland. Absolutely love the golf hole. Love the blind par 3, the quirkiness of it. At like 13, I think it was 13 at Cruden Bay, 14 maybe. I'll absolutely love it, the quirkiness of it, because you don't see holes like that here in the United States. Then moving on to hole number 10, Arran. It's a really long par 4 with amazing views of the mountains of the Isle of Arran in the distance there, which were, like I said before, snow-capped when we played it the first week of April. 3 fairway bunkers and tall rough provide the challenge of this golf hole, even though it's straight away and you kind of can see everything in front of you there. Hole 11, called Carrick, is a long par 3 played with a right to left wind that pushes the ball toward 4 bunkers protecting the green left. And you also must avoid 2 bunkers right that you can't see from the tee. And you've got a terrific view, as you can see here, of the Firth of Clyde. Then moving on to hole 15, called Narrows. It's a short par 4. It's probably the tightest tee shot on the golf course. And you've got to carry it about 210 yards down the left side of the path and avoid the massive bunker just over the brow of the hill. If you find the fairway, you might be able to see the top of the flag for your second shot. But if you miss it in the rough, you're going to have a blind approach into that green. And the green is sloped severely front left to back right, making it really tough to putt. Hole 16, Cardinals back. This is another one of our personal favorite holes. It's a really short par 4 that can be driven, but you run the risk of the massive Cardinal bunker short and right. If you lay up to the left, you must avoid Willie Campbell's grave, which splits the fairway and takes about 225 to carry. It was a really cool hole. But I love the quirks of the old seaside links courses. And if you don't embrace them and relish the challenges of them, you're going to be miserable. You might as well stay in the States and play parkland golf. So go to Scotland and enjoy it. Embrace the way golf is supposed to be played. Finally, hole 17, it's a medium-length par 4 that is the oldest existing hole in championship golf. Originally, it was the second hole of those original 12 that Tom Morris laid out. It's a tight fairway off the tee, and the second shot is blind. So check the tee box to see which pin is being used and match it to the markers on top of the Alps for your line. Again, this one would make my top 18 that we played in Scotland. So Prestwick alone, out of the 11 courses we played, has got 3 of my favorite 18 holes that we played. For category 3, course conditions, we're going to give Prestwick fully 5 stars. The greens, the fairways, the tee boxes were in excellent shape when we played it in the first week of April. And Prestwick Golf Club was first class literally in every way. As you can see in the pictures and videos, they treated us like we were members and long lost family. Gave us a history lesson of the club and the Open Championship, and gave us fully run of the place, which was really nice. You wouldn't get that from a first class private golf club here in the States, but that's just the way they are in Scotland and the way they treat you. So excellent. Course conditions, 5 stars. Category 4 in our Scotland series, the course history, we're going to give Prestwick Golf Club a fully 5 stars. It's kind of hard to match the history of Prestwick Golf Club. Like we said before, it was founded in 1851, and they hired on Tom Morris as keeper of the greens, a ball and club maker, and he even laid out the first original 12-hole routing. Like we said before, in 1860, Prestwick hosted the first professional Open Championship and has since held 24 Opens, the last being in 1925. In addition to the Open Championship, Prestwick has hosted 11 British Amateur Championships, and it's also hosted the Scottish Women's Amateur. Now, the many blind shots and the small footprint that the course is on to accommodate fans and the infrastructure probably has kept it from hosting professional events coming back to Prestwick. But it's an awesome golf course with a terrific layout, and it would be an amazing test of golf for today's professionals. In our last category, category 5, value or bang for your buck, we're going to give Prestwick 1 star. In April, which is the shoulder season in Scotland, when we went, cost us right at about $330 US. If you go in the summertime, you're looking around $410 US. So it's not a cheap golf course. Prestwick, along with Royal Dornoch and Castle Stuart, were the most expensive ones we played. And then I guess Carnoustie would be the next one after that. But I would gladly pay it to play this one again. I absolutely love Prestwick. In fact, I would play it over and over again if I went back to Scotland. It would be one that I would have to play each time I went. All right, let's recap and give Prestwick an overall score. I'm going to give Prestwick an overall score of 4.5 stars. I would give it a fully 5 stars except for the cost, high cost to play it. While I would gladly pay it again to play this historic classic over and over again, the cost would be prohibitive to some of you. I absolutely love the layout. I cannot rave enough about Prestwick, how much I enjoy playing it, and I think my brother and my son would echo the same thing. The people on staff were tremendous to us. The conditions of the course were top-notch. The history of the golf course, where the all-time greats once played, is just unbelievable. On top of that, literally 3 of my favorite 18 holes we played in Scotland were on Prestwick. Now, again, like I've said before, you have to embrace what classic seaside links is all about. The quirkiness, the bounces, the blind shots, the rumpled fairways. You won't ever really have a flat lie, except on the tee box all day long. The wind, which changes with the tides, the weather. I mean, it's just, especially on the western coast of Scotland, they get more weather, more rain than the eastern coast. The funny bounces, you end up in some weird places. If you can't, then you don't need to go to Scotland. You need just to go to some nice parkland resort here in the United States. Pinehurst is awesome. Myrtle Beach, we can tell you all about. So go to all kinds of places here, but Scotland's not your cup of tea if you can't embrace all of that. Prestwick, the old course, Cruden Bay, had lots of quirks to them, but to me, that's just what makes them unique, what makes them fun, make them historically relevant, and why they would be the 3 that I would absolutely have to play again if we go back to Scotland. Those are must plays. You know, I loved playing Turnberry. It was my second favorite we played, but I played it once. Royal Dornoch, check that box, but they wouldn't be must plays for me. But these 3, definitely would want to play them again and again. And it's probably because they're the most unique of the ones that we play. So if you've made the pilgrimage to Prestwick, please let us know what you thought in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to respond back with you. And as always, if you like this video and you got some value from it, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below so that we can keep providing content for couples who love to travel and play golf like we do. And be sure to check back next week for our latest installment and our final installment of our Scotland series as we head about 2 miles north from Prestwick to the Western Gales Golf Club and play the wonderful hidden gem right on the Ayrshire Coast. And then check out any of our other series from all over the golfing world, from Bandon Dunes to Myrtle Beach to islands all over the Caribbean, to Cabo San Lucas, probably my favorite, and Scottsdale, Arizona. So hopefully we'll see you on the first tee someday. Keep hitting them straight.